Game of Thrones had the most scheming and cunning characters ready to backstab a bitch in the blink of an eye, and so I am going to rank my top 10 most cunning Game of Thrones characters right here. I already know this list is probably going to be controversial with a certain demographic, but you know what? I don't give a shit. It's my list and it's my vibe, so you're going to deal with it, okay? FYI, there's going to be big spoilers for the book, so just be aware, you know? At number 10, we have the queen herself, Lady Olena Tyrell, the baddest bitch in Westeros. There, I said it. Now, I know for some of you, Olena is going to be ranked a little low, but I'm doing this list based off the books, and in the books, Olena does a little bit less than she does in the TV show. Olena Tyrell's biggest scheme, of course, is aiding in the murder of King Joffrey Baratheon, which was, a chef's kiss moment. We loved it. But in the aftermath of that, as soon as Marjorie was married to Tommen, she yeeted out of King's Landing. She's like, I'm going back to Highgarden. I'm not dealing with this mess anymore, which honestly is probably a very smart thing to do. So because of that, because she has kind of the one big thing and then she removes herself, I'm putting her at 10. She's still wonderful. We love you. Up next, we're doing Wyman Manderly. Wyman Manderly, the man who is too fat to sit a horse. We love him. Now, if you've only seen the TV show, you might be a little confused as to who this is, but this man pulls off one of the biggest cons in the book series while also displaying one of the most gleeful displays of cannibalism that I have ever seen in my entire life. Now, if you remember in the TV show when Arya, goes to House Frey and she bakes some pies, she makes them eat some pies, and oh no, it's Frey pie. Well, that kind of exists in the book, or at least is heavily implied in the book, but it is the scheme of Wyman Manderly over here. Because Wyman Manderly is the head of a northern house who supported Robb Stark, when they were doing the War of the Five Kings, and unfortunately, he lost his son during the Red Wedding. So afterwards, when all of the northern houses start supporting the Boltons, it's kind of weird, because why isn't Manderly angry? He should be. His son was killed by these people. But it's all a con. Wyman Manderly is playing everyone. So at one point, Sir Davos is sent by Stannis to go treat with Wyman Manderly, and they capture Davos, and Manderly makes this big show about how furious he is and how he's gonna kill him, and the Freys who are there are yes, this is a traitor, and he's like, yeah, Freys, he's a traitor, we fucking hate this guy, we're gonna kill him. And so they throw Davos in a dungeon, but then later, when the Freys have fully met up with the Manderlys, who are also on their way to join the Boltons, they sneak Davos away, and Manderly comes down and is like, hey, so sorry about all that. We're just, we're doing a thing. We're doing a thing here. Don't worry. It's going to be great. But in the meantime, I need you to go find Rickon Stark for us because we still like the Starks here. But while he's doing this, it's at a feast. He's throwing a feast for the Freys who have now rejoined and given him his last remaining son who had been imprisoned. And now that he has his son back, he's like, hey, I'm a lot happier now. Also, there's two important Freys who have gone missing recently and we don't know where they are. And some of the Freys are kind of suspicious about it, but he's like, I don't know. Anyway, I have a feast prepared for you. I have the most amazing pork pies right here, all ready for you to eat. I think they're delicious. Will you eat them with me, please? And this man is eating pork pie like it is his last meal. He is savoring every bite and going, this is fucking delicious. This is it, man. You gotta eat it, Frey. You gotta eat it. You gotta love it. You gotta love the pie, Frey. You gotta love it. Yeah, no, he probably baked them into pies. It's fucking amazing because, it's secret. He's scheming them. It's great. But yeah, no, he baked them into pies. He fed it to them. He's laughing all the way. And he's secretly pulling strings to, possibly crown Rickon Stark. It's a whole thing. He's great. We love Wyman Manderly. Next, we have Doran Martell, who is a very smart man. The show, it's a travesty what they do to him. This man is playing the long game. Possibly too long of a long game, but it's masterful. Because the Dornish have been secretly supporting the Targaryens and waiting to do a Targaryen restoration for 16, 17 years now, all because this man is the grass. There's a snake in the grass, and he goes oh, Oberyn is the snake, but I'm the grass because I hide the danger that's coming, bitch. I'm Doran Martell. Fuck with me at your own peril, okay? Sorry, I know I'm talking really fast, but I got really hyped. Now, I will say that there is a good possibility that his plans aren't going to work because he, again, played possibly too long of a long game. He had, a marriage pact between his daughter and Viserys, but Viserys is now dead, so he's trying to send Quentyn to go basically fulfill it, but with Daenerys. But, Quentyn is Quentyn, and we love our cute little frog boy, but he's a cute little frog boy, and Dany's I don't know. So it might not all work out, and it might actually, cause bad things later, but it's okay, because he's fun, and, the grass metaphor, it was really fun. I can already hear the groans starting, but at number 7, we have Tyrion Lannister. Now listen, Tyrion is very cunning, but he has a weakness. He has a weakness, and it's located right there. Yeah, and it makes him fucking stupid, and it makes him do stupid fucking things. So as cunning as he is always his own undoing, and that is frustrating, okay? The man can scheme and manipulate, but, you know, he just can't keep it in his pants. So he is his own worst enemy, he fucks his own shit up, and then he has to pay with the consequences of it, you know? And here we go. At number 6, we have Katherine Stark. Yeah, boo, you motherfuckers, I don't give a shit. She's smarter than Tyrion. He says so in the fucking book. Katherine Stark has possibly the best political instincts and knowledge of history and how it applies than possibly any other character in the series, but she is cursed with 2 issues. One, unfortunately, she is a woman in this time period where she is not able to, you know, make the decisions. She can put her voice out there, you know, as much as people will listen, but it is up to the dopes around her to actually listen to her. And unfortunately, they don't a lot of the time. A lot of the time, she will correctly clock things that are going to become issues. Ned becoming the Hand, she can tell, like, this is a problem from the get-go. She sees a fucking direwolf with a fucking antler through it and is like, hey, that's bad news. She is always conscious of the Blackfire rebellions and, like, the effect they have on the kingdoms and, like, all of the influences that, you know, they have on events. Fucking hell. But the second issue is that, you know, while the world she's in is sexist, so is the audience half the time. And this is a fucking issue because she is cunning, and yes, she makes decisions that do not always pan out, but every other person on this list does the same, but we hold her to a different fucking standard, and it is bullshit. I'm sorry, but her and Tyrion are no different. They have the same level of, like, cunning and the same level of fuck up, except hers typically is because of the societal issues, and his is because he can't keep it in his pants. So she gets to go one higher, and fuck anyone who disagrees with me. You want to comment on it? Do it, please. Pay my rent for the month. I don't give a shit. And number 5, we have Tywin Lannister, who is pretty smart. People like to go back and forth about, like, how smart he really was, and I think that's fair, because in some ways, he is very cunning, he's very vicious, he's very aggressive, and that works for him a lot. But also, he very clearly has blind spots, like his fucking family, who he's ruined. Like, yeah, you killed your enemies, but the people you're doing this for all universally despise you and are now, like, actively scheming against you because you have no, like, familial social skills, sir. Also, playing hardball 100% of the time leads to hardball being the only thing played with you, and eventually you are going to be, you know, undone because of that. So yeah, you're good, Tywin, but also, like, obviously big blind spot. Sorry, like, your son killed you. That's your fucking fault. Now, Littlefinger was a hard one to place because I think he should be objectively higher, but also, like, he very clearly has, again, a fatal flaw that is ultimately going to fuck him up in the end, and that is his obsession with the Tullys and, by extension, Sansa Stark. Like, sir, you have all the skills to, like, win the throne, but you are obsessed with this girl, and you are training her up in a way where she is ultimately going to turn against you, and it is going to be your undoing. Like, not the piss poor way they did in the show, but overall. And so you get demoted because, like, I can see, like, in the future, you're gonna be a fucking idiot. So there you go. Next, in third place, Sansa motherfucking Stark. And yeah, boo again if you're a fucking sexist. I don't give a shit. This girl is smart. This girl is in a hostile environment and learning how to play these motherfuckers, and she is doing it as a 13 fucking year old, okay? She is watching the political game unfold. She's absorbing it, and she's learning how to play it herself, and now she's being hand-tutored by fucking Littlefinger in the Vale, and already getting very good with just a little bit of his instruction. So if this is how good she is with just a little bit of help, I think she is very easily going to become Littlefinger level, but without the fatal flaw of him being a dumb, horny fucker, okay? So yeah, Sansa's number 3. Easy. Then, of course, we have our Mermaid King over here. Varys is so impressive. He comes from nothing. He comes from, like, abject horror and has risen to the position he's in, and we still don't fully know all the shit he's trying to pull. That's how good he is. He hasn't, like, let slip anything that he didn't want to let slip, and it's amazing to watch. I don't know what to tell you. The Mermaid King is incredible. Keep your shit under wraps, people, and then you can be like this guy in number 2. Then, of course, at number 1, we have the Three-Eyed Crow, the Three-Eyed Raven, Brynden Rivers, the OG Targaryen bastard who was the puppet master of everything. He's still around. He's still up north. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know what his overall plan is. It feels nefarious, but maybe it's good. But again, we don't know what it is, which means he is the most cunning. He's doing the best job. He hasn't revealed his bullshit to, someone who can figure it out, and so that's why he's number 1. Okay, y'all have a great day, okay? Goodbye.